I said, we have a 7 presentation. My job is just kind of introducing this presentation. So I just organize my presentations with a couple of questions on seawater desalination role in Korean water supply, and with the brief introduction of our industry capability and research capabilities. Okay. Probably you may wonder, is seawater desalination important in Korean water supply? To answer the questions, we have 89 seawater desalination plants. We also have big plants, but one plant is used for the domestic water supply, another one for the industry water supply. But besides these 2 plants, most of these plants are very small scale. They are scattered from 110 to, sorry. Okay. 10 to 1,000 tons per day. So most of the 3/4 of these plants are smaller than 100 tons per day. So basically these are very small plants, and they are installed in remote islands. The place, they don't have any other options besides seawater desalination. When I summed up, total desalination capacity is 6,500 tons per day, and number of people served is about 17,000 people. So to answer the question about is seawater desalination important for Korea water supply, you can compare seawater desalination's contribution to Korean water supply. In Korea, we have a water supply capacity about 27 million tons per day, and number of people served is 51 million people. So if you compare these numbers to the 6,500 tons per day and 17,000 people, you can see desalination is not a major factor in Korean drinking water supply. Thank you. So you can hear me? Okay. Where we get water? We get water mostly from fresh waters like a dam and rivers. So the next question is, then, is we Koreans take seawater desalination serious? The answer is yes. The reason is because we're not completely safe from water shortage problem. When we have a drought, we have a water shortage problem. This one happens 2 years back, 2015. We have a serious drought, and that time we have a water shortage problems. Actually, this slide shows the dam. You can see the water line is very low, so that we're not completely safe. And Korean government, they forecast, will be short of waters. So we need alternative water resources. And since Korea is surrounded by oceans, you can see this is Korea Peninsula. You can see here West Coast, East Coast, and South Coast. We're surrounded by the ocean, and this one is North Korea and China. So you can see here seawater desalination is very reasonable to take seawater desalination as our alternative water sources. Okay? So we take seawater desalination seriously. Then I move to our industrial capability of seawater desalination. We can evaluate our industrial capability in terms of EPC capability and equipment manufacturing capabilities. And this slide, it shows the global top 20 EPC contractors based on past decade the record. You can see here number 1 is Veolia, French company, number 2 is GE, and number 3 is Doosan, a Korean company. And Doosan engineers here, you can hear from Doosan people. And IDE, Israeli company in Suez, is French, another French company, number 5. If you just go down, here, number 18, we also have a GS Inima, which is Korean companies. So global top 20, we have 2 companies, which means we have EPC capabilities. How about the equipment manufacturing capabilities? This one shows the schematics of a desalination plant. You take seawater. This is pretreatment, high pressure pump, energy recovery, and our membranes. So these are major equipment in seawater desalination plant. If you just look at the RO membranes, this one shows the market share of our membrane. You can see here, global top 3 is Dow, Hydronautics, and Dores. But we also have Korean companies. This Unjin, they now change the names. And Nano H2O is sold to the Korean companies. So we have the Korean companies capable of producing our membranes. And this one is for a Dove, pre-treatment out, Dove. You can see here, Doosan and Pires, they have a market share of about 23%. So we also have the pre-treatment manufacturing capabilities. Then about high pressure pump and energy recovery device. We also have the company called Hyosung. They produce high pressure pump and energy recovery devices. So we have capabilities. How about the future? If you want to evaluate future preparedness, you need to look at the researches. And the Korean government, they support funded researches and seawater desalinations. We started research on seawater desalination about 10 years back, 2012. And now we have 5 research projects. And these projects can be grouped, 2 groups, O&M and future technologies. O&M because we take very seriously to reducing energy consumptions. So this Korea project, this one, we actually built a pilots in UAE, more precisely Gantu site, and they build the pilot. They will demonstrate they can reduce energy consumption by down to 3.3 kilowatt hour to produce 1 cubic meter of fresh water. And the leader of this Korea project, Professor Hong, is here. He's participating as a panelist. And we also have a research project developing future technologies. FOHC is a research team. They're developing forward osmosis technologies. Coupling FO with RO, they try to reduce energy consumption down to 2.5 kilowatt hour. GMVP is the research team I'm leading. And this one, we focus on brines. We see that brine is the future of seawater desalination. We develop technologies. We can turn brines from waste into the resources. We develop technology like membrane distillation and pressure retarded osmosis, and also recovering lithiums. Okay? That's a kind of brief introduction of the capabilities of seawater desalination. Thank you. Okay, I just introduced the next presenter. We'll hear next presentation from the company named Daelim. Daelim is a major EPC contractor in construction and water area. Now it's Dr. Nam Jong-woo will give a brief presentation on their companies, who they are, and what they can do. Please welcome Dr. Nam.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jong Nam from Daerim Industrial in Korea. First, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to introduce my company today. I'm going to make a presentation in order of introduction of my company, project we are engaged in, and our technology. Daerim Industrial, with a proud history of 78 years, was founded in 1939 as the first construction company in Korea and has led Korean construction and petrochemical industries. Daerim is broadly divided into engineering and construction unit and petrochemical unit. Engineering and construction unit has successfully implemented several projects such as construction, civil engineering, and plant in over 40 countries in the world since it first entered Vietnam in 1966. Based on this competitiveness, Daerim has ranked 42nd on the list of ENR 2016 top international contractors and fifth Korean companies among Korean companies. Daerim has shown constant performance by achieving sales of $8.1 billion and orders of $12.1 billion in 2015. Daerim has gained the entry into the environmental field with a focus on domestic projects. In order to enhance our competitiveness, a technology R&D center has been actively developing technologies by implementing our own projects and national projects. In particular, the management has perceived our desalination as a promising project and continuously invested for 5 years. Also, technology R&D center has been participating in next generation desalination project since 2014. Now, I would like to introduce our current project. Professor Son at Kookmin University serves as a director of research group, FOHC. This project aims to achieve 2.5 kilowatt-hour per ton of energy consumption by developing a power hybrid system. To this end, researchers of various research institutes from industry, government, and academia have been implementing 3 major core projects consisting of advanced technology, system, and pretreatment. The Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, and Transport of Korea plans to raise $28 million for 5 years. Daerim has been participating in pretreatment among these projects. FOR hybrid system is next generation desalination technology using seawater as the solution and sewage or second effluent as feed water. There is a need to develop pretreatment technologies appropriate for properties of FONRO. In general, a small amount of organic matter in water greatly affects fouling of RO. Particularly, organic matter concentration in water increases with increasing elbow organic matter AOM released from algae when leachate occurs. Then it has a fatal effect not only on pretreatment membrane such as MF and EF, but also on outer membranes. Therefore, we aim to develop our pretreatment process that is stably operated both in ordinary times and in occurrence of leachate. Sewage or second effluent is used as feed water for FO membranes and contains high concentrations of organic matter. However, unlike outer membranes, FO membranes are operated at low pressure and reversible fouling occurs mainly. In consideration of these properties, we aim to develop a cost-saving pretreatment process. Furthermore, We aim to achieve energy consumption of an entire FRO hybrid system. I would like to introduce only our pre-treatment process. We developed a dynamic membrane filtration process using powdered iron oxide. Iron oxide reduces organic matter load by increasing organic matter absorption capacity in seawater with high ionic strength and decreased the possibility of organic matter to cause fouling on the membrane surface coated with iron oxide. Moreover, one of the greatest advantages of dynamic membrane filtration process is to realize the performance without adding a large facility. It is burdensome to add a large facility to correspond to low tides because they occur during a limited period throughout the year. Thus, it is possible to add this technology to existing facilities and to apply it to new facilities without adding large stage. Currently, we are studying how to apply the dynamic membrane filtration process under ordinary conditions. By optimizing this technology, we aim to lower the energy consumption of the pre-treatment process to less than 0.15 kilowatt-hour per ton and to reduce the capital cost by 10%. Additionally, fouling of water decreases with increasing the organic matter removal efficiency by the pre-treatment process. Then it will contribute to achieving the goal of our research group by improving energy efficiency. Finally, I would like to introduce technologies of dairy industry. We have developed two technologies in wastewater field and one technology in drinking water field. Each of them have been certified and verified as new technologies of environmental field in Korea. As a brief description, the technology in the wastewater field is sludge reduction NBR technology. This made it possible to reduce the excess sludge by 60% and the operating cost by 30%. Furthermore, the technology in drinking water field is dual membrane filtration system. This enabled us to reduce the facility cost, operating cost, and site area by 30%, respectively. Dairy industrial research environmental industry as an emerging technology and is trying to enter the water market. Technology R&D Center of Dairy aims to present the future by developing technologies and then securing the advantages of technological competitiveness. That concludes my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
I forgot to mention, we take answers at after presentation during the panel discussions. Next presenter is Dr. Lim Hyo-sun. He's working at Daewoo Construction Company, which is a major EPC contractor in Korea. And Dr. Lim is going to introduce research projects called CORAL. He's now working together in UAE, and also his company's profiles. Please welcome Dr. Lim.
어떤 게 넘어가는
요거가 이제 폴트고,
예.
요거가 이제 내려가는 거고,
예.
네,
다음 페이지.
네, 다음 페이지로 요거.
예. 예.
올라 여기 있는 거.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Hyo-sun Lim, working in Daewoo Engineering and Construction Company. I'm very pleased to introduce our ongoing seawater desalination research project. This project is about development of low-energy seawater desalination plant technology optimized for the Middle East. This seawater desalination research is jointly carried out by Korea and the United Arab Emirates. In March 2015, the Korea and UAE government signed the MOU on energy and plant, and a joint development agreement between Kaya on the Korean side and Masdar on the UAE side in June 2016 to start seawater desalination plant. Thus, official research project can be conducted. These are the articles that appeared in domestic and foreign media. The seawater desalination research is conducted by fund of Korean government, Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport. The name of research group is referred to as KORE, and it means Korea plus UAE. The research objective is the globally leading low-energy seawater desalination plant development. The project period is from 2016 to 2020, total 4 years continued, and the research fund is around $33 million. The research team consists of over 20 organizations involved in project management and low energy RO studies, as well as construction and operation of a plant of 1,000 to 2,000 cubic meters per day. The final goal is to reduce the total specific energy consumption of the system to 3.3 kilowatt hour per cubic meter, and to reduce the average freshwater production cost by more than 10%. It is based on pretreatment technology for high salt concentration and low tide, low energy RO membrane technology, optimized design, and smart platform O&M technology. The system compilation has 3 characteristics. First, energy saving RO system with one of the world's best RO membrane. We use LG Chemistry product. Second, energy saving pretreatment for IG control, MTBF, and DARF. Third, ion exchange and CDI are considered as a substitute for low energy future technology for replacement of second pass RO system. The role of each company is like this. Gosong takes part of pretreatment, and Uji